What's up, guys? Welcome back to my saddle hunting series. This is episode 3, one stick saddle hunting versus climbing stands, the weigh-in. I have a lot of good experience with climbing stands, but today I'm going to tell you why I think one stick saddle hunting blows climbers out of the water. It's probably going to sound a lot like I'm singling out climbing stands, but let's be real. There's only 3 types of mobile tree hunting. There's saddle hunting, there's lock-on stands with climbing sticks, and climb and sit style stands. Since lock-ons are very similar to saddle hunting, it's going to get a free pass today. So with mobile tree hunting, there are 3 things that really mean the most to me. The first one being packability. How easy it is to pack it in, set it up, take it down, and pack it back out. The second one is comfort. I need something that's going to be extremely comfortable for me to be able to sit anywhere from 2 to 6 hours in a hunt. And lastly, tree selection. It's hard to find a straight tree with no limbs but also has good cover. And I need to be able to climb a wide range of diameter trees. Safety is always my number one concern, and we're going to talk about that, but I'm just not going to list that in the 3. So let's talk about packability. If you take a look at my saddle hunting episode 2 part 2 video, you'll see just how easy it is to pack in a saddle, a backpack, a bow, and the climbing stick. With a climber, even with backpack straps, it's extremely difficult to carry in a climber and a backpack. And if you hand carry it, then you're just going to get tired really quickly, especially on those long treks in. In my experience, it's pretty difficult to get set up and get ready to climb in the dark with a climber, and the margin for error is pretty wide. I may be out of shape, but by the time I get up to hunting height, I'm exhausted, I'm sweaty, and that's no good for colder days. With a one stick and a saddle, I can have my stick set up in seconds and I could be ready to climb in less than a minute. And not to mention, when carrying it in, it's like it's not even there. So let's talk a minute about setup. With a climber, you have to gauge in the dark the diameter of the top of the tree when setting up at the bottom, and it can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to set up. And then you're looking at about 3 to 5 minutes to pack everything up once you get back to the ground. With a one stick, you literally just throw your rope around the tree, tighten it up, release your aider, and you're ready to climb in less than a minute. And when you're done hunting, about 90% of the pack up is done in the tree, and once you hit the ground, you're looking at about 2 minutes or less to get everything else packed up. And another thing, with a climber, the amount of time that it took you to get up the tree is about how much it's going to take to get down. When one sticking, I can rappel down in about 5 or 10 seconds. If you're a running gun hunter just in climb time alone, one stick saddle hunting is 50 times better than a climber in any conditions. So when you're talking about the difference between one stick saddle hunting and using a climber, the biggest difference is going to be weight. So I've done my research on the most reputable companies, and I have found what I believe to be the 3 lightest climbers on the market. The first one is the Summit Open Shot SD, and it's weighing in at 15 pounds. The second one is the Summit Mini Viper SD, weighing 18 pounds, and the XOP Ambush Climber, which also weighs 18 pounds. So we're going to take my fishing scale and we're going to weigh the saddle and the stick and see how it compares to even the lightest climbers. So the saddle weighs 6.89 pounds. And the stick weighs 4.56 pounds. So your total weight's about 11.5 pounds, which makes it 3.5 pounds lighter than the Open Shot SD and 6.5 pounds lighter than the Mini Viper and the XOP Ambush. The best part about this is, with the saddle being around your waist and the stick being on your backpack, the weight's evenly distributed and the bulk is not even there. In my experience, hunting from a saddle is almost as comfortable as hunting from a climber. But the benefit of a saddle is the ability to sit, stand, lean, or even recline with a back band. When sitting in a climber, you're at a disadvantage already for several reasons. 1, you're facing one direction when you're sitting. You can't shoot 360 degrees around the tree. You have to stand up to shoot behind you, and there's a lot of movement involved in getting ready for a shot. With a saddle, you can adjust to face any direction mid-hunt. You can shoot 360 degrees around the tree. You're already on your feet to adjust your position, and you can conceal yourself by putting the tree between you and incoming game. With a climber, by the time I get up there, I'm already tired, and after about 4 hours, I'm ready to come down. With a saddle, being able to put myself in multiple positions allows me to be able to hunt for longer periods of time without getting fatigue. So let's move on to tree selection. Selecting a tree can be extremely difficult, especially in the dark with a climber. You're limited to trees that are straight up with no limbs, and they must be within 8 to 20 inches in diameter. With a climbing stick, a tree can be leaning, it can have limbs, split trunks, and can be any diameter above about 6 inches, which means you can go out and climb just about any live tree. So finding trees with good cover is now easier than ever. Alright, so let's finish up with safety. Safety is of huge importance to me. I have a wife and a kid that depend on me to come home safely from each and every hunt. When using a climber and using a hunter safety harness, you may be safe, but it's extremely awkward to wear and it limits mobility. This leads for a lot of hunters to just simply not wear it. With saddle hunting, your saddle acts as your harness and your tether acts as your harness lanyard. It's extremely comfortable and you have almost unlimited mobility. And being a very necessary part of the saddle system, you're always going to have it on. Pair that tether with a lineman's belt and your safety factor is doubled. I don't know about you, but I've heard a lot of horror stories about cables breaking on climbers, welds breaking, your foot platform falling out from under you, people hanging from trees for 8 hours. If you're one sticking and you slip off your platform, all you got to do is step back onto it. If you drop your platform, you've got a rappel rope. Just rappel back down and get it. If anything catastrophic happens, you've got a way to get down. So let's do a little recap on why I think saddle hunting is better than a climber. Saddle gear is about 20% to 40% lighter than a climber and is much easier to carry in, especially since the weight is evenly distributed. Climbing sticks are about 50% to 80% faster to set up and take down. Comfort of a saddle is much better due to having multiple positions that you can choose from. Tree selection is almost unlimited when using climbing sticks. You can shoot 360 degrees around a tree. You can conceal yourself from game by moving around the tree. Movement to prepare for a shot is nearly cut in half. Climbing up and down is much easier and you don't really sweat as much. And saddle hunting is hands down the safer option since a tether, and lineman's belt, and a rappel rope is a required part of the saddle system, and it's much more comfortable than a hunter safety harness. I know that saddle hunting is not going to be for everyone, and there will be reasons why people can't use a saddle to climb or people who just simply don't want to. I also know that there are people who are skeptical about trying it because it looks harder or looks unsafe. But the whole purpose of this video is to explain to the skeptics, like I once was, why one-stick saddle hunting blows hunting with a climber out of the water. And hopefully I helped some of you make that decision today. If you have any questions about anything you saw in this video, please leave me a comment down below. Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications on when I upload the next saddle hunting episode. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time in Rob's Man Cave.